So, Namaste, Masters, and welcome to part 21 of the book session on Autobiography of a Yogi by Master Paramahansa Yogananda. And let's bow to the Divine Mother, to the Heavenly Father, to Mahavatar Babaji, Tehri Mahasyaji, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, and Paramahansa Yogananda ji. May we lead our lives in God's love, in God's joy, and in God's consciousness. So, Masters, we know that the blessed days of Rakras are going on, and today is the day that is devoted to Ma Kushmanda. And on this day, Ma Kushmanda is worshipped, and Ma Kushmanda is the energy, she is the life force behind the existence of this entire universe, of this entire cosmos. She provides with the light and the energy, and we know that without light, life is not possible. And Ma Kushmanda, she bestows prosperity, abundance, and good health and happiness to all her devotees. So, Masters, on this auspicious day, let's first pay our gratitude and humble reverence, and let's soak in the divine energies of the Divine Mother, of the Cosmic Mother, by hearing a beautiful cosmic chant on Divine Mother. And this cosmic chant was originally written by Ram Prasad. So Ram Prasad, he was a man who used to live in Calcutta in the early 1700s. And Yogananda, he later, when he was in the West in 1900s, he translated all the poems and all the songs that Ram Prasad used to write for the Divine Mother. And Yogananda, he introduced all these poems of Ram Prasad to the West, to the world. So the story of Ram Prasad is very fascinating and it is very touching. And I was also touched by the story of Ram Prasad when I first read it. And I, through Divine's grace, through the grace of Divine Mother, I have got this opportunity today also to share the story of Ram Prasad, which is not mentioned in the book. And we will listen to the fascinating story of Ram Prasad and his connection with the Divine Mother. And I would share his story in the end. But for now, let's soak ourselves in the divine vibrations of the cosmic chant. And this cosmic chant is, will that day, O come to me, Ma, when saying, Mother dear, my eyes will flow tears. Heart's lotus will blossom forth, darkness will steal away. Steal away, Ma, steal away. 1,000 Vedas do declare divine mothers everywhere. Sri Ram Prasad, Sri Yogananda says, my mother everywhere stays. Blind eyes see the Ma hiding everywhere. So, Masters, gently close your eyes as we listen to this beautiful cosmic chant, and let's get ourselves immersed in the blessed, in the divine vibrations, and feel the presence of Divine Mother within our hearts.
Will you be sharing it, Ruchi?
Yes, yes, I'm just doing that.
Okay, okay.
One minute, Ramji.
Will that day oh come to me, Ma, when saying, Mother dear, my eyes will flow tears, when saying, Mother dear, my eyes will flow tears. Heart's lotus will blossom forth, darkness will steal away. Heart's lotus will blossom forth, darkness will steal away. Steal away, steal away, steal away, Ma, steal away, steal away, steal away, steal away, Ma, steal away. 1,000 Vedas do declare the Divine Mother is everywhere. 1,000 Vedas do declare Divine Mother is everywhere. Sri Yogananda says, my mother everywhere stays. Sri Yogananda says, my mother everywhere stays. Blind eyes see the mom hiding everywhere. Blind eyes see the mom hiding everywhere. Steal away, steal away, steal away, Ma, steal away, steal away, steal away, steal away, Ma, steal away. 1,000 Vedas do declare Divine Mother is everywhere. 1,000 Vedas do declare Divine Mother is everywhere. Steal away, steal away, steal away, Ma, steal away, steal away, steal away, steal away, Ma, steal away, 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 Ma, steal away, 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 Ma, steal away, 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 Ma, steal away, 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 Ma, steal away, 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 Ma, steal away. 1,000 Vedas do declare Divine Mother is everywhere. 1,000 Vedas do declare Divine Mother is everywhere. 1,000 Vedas do declare. 1,000 Vedas do declare. 1,000 Vedas do declare Divine Mother is everywhere.
Keeping your eyes closed and feeling in the blissful vibrations, soaking every cell of your body in these divine vibrations, feeling the presence of the Divine Mother in your hearts, everywhere around you, feeling the presence of the Divine Mother, that the Divine Mother is there with us, holding our hands along and taking us through this journey, through this beautiful journey called life, that we are never alone, that we are always protected, we are always loved and guided by the Divine Mother. And the moment we call to the Divine Mother, she is listening to everything. She can also read the thoughts that we are having. She knows everything. Thanking the Divine Mother for her presence in our lives. Thank you. Placing the palm of your hands on your eyes, Masters. And with the smile, you may gently open your eyes. So, Masters, welcome back. And in the last session, we had learned how Yogananda ji had went to the West and how when he had to go to the West, he encountered with one challenge, with one problem after the other, but with the grace of his Guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar, with the grace of the Divine, he was able to get past each challenge. And let's move forward with our journey for today. And let's start with our session. So, Masters, days passed like this, and Yogananda ji, he was serving his life purpose. He was spreading the teachings of his Guru. He was spreading the spiritual richness in the West. And one day, while he was meditating, he got this message from his Guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar ji. And this message was, let me share my screens. Just give me a moment. I'll have to close the audio that is still playing. Yes, Masters. So this message that Yogananda ji he received in his meditation from his Guru Swami Sri Yukteswar ji was that return to India. I have waited for you patiently for 15 years. Soon I shall swim out of the body and on to the shining abode. Yogananda, come. So, Masters, this message of Swami Sri Yukteswar ji, in which he is telling to Yogananda that soon I would be leaving my physical body and I want to see you once more. So, you please come back to India. And we know that Yogananda ji, when he went to the West, he was so engrossed in his work, he was so one with his work that it never came to him how days passed and it became months, how months passed and it became years. And now 15 long years had passed, and Yogananda ji never realized that such a long time has already been spent till he received this message in meditation from his Guru that please you return to India. I want to see you for one last time before I leave my physical body. So, Masters, the year that Yogananda ji he went to the West was 1920, and now it was 1935. And during this time, we know that Yogananda ji he established the international headquarters in Los Angeles in California, and he was busy giving lectures, giving sessions, writing books, and spreading the spiritual teachings of his guru. And Yogananda ji, he did not kept even a single penny with himself, that all the proceeds, that all the royalties that he received from writing the books, they were all donated to the non-profit organizations, to the various institutions that he established to spread the spiritual teachings in the West. And so Yogananda ji decided that yes, now is the time that he has to go back to India. And so he told all his students, all his disciples, that I would be back in America and I shall never forget America. And so Yogananda ji in 1935, along with two of his students, Mr. C. Richard Wright, that you see on the screen with Yogananda ji, and one elderly lady named Miss Etty Bletch, they sailed to India. And Mr. C. Richard Wright was also serving as a secretary to Yogananda. And masters, in the West, there was an advanced disciple of Yogananda who was named as Mr. James Lynn, and he was later known as Rajarsi Janakananda. And Mr. James Lynn, he was one of the richest man in the US. He was a very big industrialist. So, he was leading a life which was filled with restlessness. Though he was one of the richest man, he had big industries running under his name, but still he was not happy and content within himself. There was something he observed that he was lacking. And once he got this opportunity to hear a lecture of Yogananda, and he knew that he has got the path. That's the direction that he was missing in his own life. And he became a disciple of Yogananda and he started his meditation practice. And in the beginning, Mr. James Lynn, he could not even sit for 5 minutes for meditation. But you would be surprised to know that he advanced in his practice, in his spiritual path, that he attained liberation, that he attained self-realization in that very lifetime itself. And Mr. James Lynn, he offered help to Yogananda financially, and he took care of all the financial expenses that were involved in his trip back to India. So now Yogananda ji, along with two of his disciples, Mr. C. Wright and Miss Etty Bletch, they were on the ship back to India. And this ship sailed through London, and after a few days, it crossed English Channel. And now Yogananda ji, he had a lot about one lady who was known as Therese Neumann. And now the ship was sailing from Germany. And so Yogananda ji thought that this is his only opportunity to meet this divine lady. And so Yogananda ji thought of taking a halt in Germany just to meet Therese Neumann. So let us know who Therese Neumann is. So Masters, Therese Neumann, and when she was 20 years of age, then she was injured in an accident in which she became blind and paralyzed. And then, after 25 years of her accident, she miraculously regained her sight. And then sometime later, her paralysis also disappeared and she became her normal, healthy self. And then what happened that after some time, she completely abstained from food and drink, and she just used to take very small consecrated wafer, which was the size of the coin. So consecrated wafer is a wafer that has been blessed in the church, and it is said to have the divine vibrations of the Christ. So she only took that one small wafer that was blessed in the church, and she could not even have another wafer that was not consecrated. So she was so see, she was vibrating in such a high vibration that she even got to know which wafer is consecrated and which wafer is not. And then from 1926 onwards, the sacred wounds of Christ, they started appearing in her body. So we know that at the time of crucifixion, Jesus Christ, he suffered the wounds when he was nailed to a cross. And all the wounds that Jesus Christ suffered at that time, some 2000 years back, Therese Neumann, she experienced those wounds every Friday. So, Masters, now Yogananda, whom we know that from very beginning, from his early childhood, he was very much interested in meeting saints, in learning from them. And now he was also looking forward to meet Therese Neumann. But then, as they reached her home, they were dismayed to find that her home was locked and they could not find anyone who could provide the information on the whereabouts of Therese Neumann. And so Yogananda, he prayed to God that, God, why did you get me here when I could not find Therese Neumann? And he resolved that he would not leave this place till he gets any information on where Therese Neumann is. And so Yogananda ji, along with two of his students, they waited. It started raining heavily, but Yogananda ji was resolute that he would not leave this place. And what happened was that, strangely, an English speaking man, he approached them and he politely offered his help. He told that Theresa Neumann, she often visits a professor who lives some 80 miles from here. So there is a great possibility that you might meet Therese Neumann at this professor's house. So, Masters, you see that help is coming to Yogananda in such unexpected ways, in such unimaginable ways. Why? Because he is resolute in his thoughts, in his actions, that once he has thought about something, he sticks to that, irrespective of the challenge that comes to him, irrespective of the problems that he faces, he still has a very firm faith. He does not sways from his path. And we saw that, in the last session when Yogananda ji, he was going to the West and he wanted this answer from the divine that he would not get digressed from his path once he reaches the West. And we saw that how Maha-Avatar Babaji, he himself came at the doorstep just to give assurance, just to give an answer to the prayers of Yogananda that you will not be digressed from your path. And now today we saw how an English-speaking man, he approached Yogananda and offered his help. And Masters, they were in Bavaria, and Bavaria is the largest state in Germany with Munich as its capital. And Masters, not many people, they speak English in Bavaria. I am living in Bavaria and I have not met many people who speak English. And English is just recently introduced in the schools here in Germany. And Masters, finding an English-speaking man 90 years back is just incredible. It's just unimaginable. So this shows that when God is there, we should not be thinking about the hows, for God will devise 1,000 ways to help his devotee. So Masters, now Yogananda, along with Therese, is now with Theresa Neumann, and he's very happy to meet this divine lady. And then Yogananda ji, he asks Therese Neumann that how are you able to live your life just with this small consecrated wafer? How are you able to sustain yourself without the take of any food, any water? And then very beautifully, Therese Neumann, she replies that I live by God's light. And now Yoganandaji was even more curious to learn about this, and he asked Therese Neumann that would you teach others also to live by God's light? And Therese Neumann, she simply answered that no, this is not the wish of God that this be taught to others. Just think about a world when we would not want to drink anything, when we would not want to eat anything, how the world would be. The farmers would be out of their work, the food and the beverage industry would just crumble, and the whole economic system would collapse because it would also put an end to the various other industries that are dependent upon the food and beverage industry, the logistics industry. So perhaps this might be one of the reasons why God wanted this to be a secret. And masters, because Therese Neumann, she did not had any intake of food or drink, then her stomach had also got shrunk. And though she used to sweat, her perspiration glands used to function, but her skin was always soft and firm, and her sleep was also limited to an hour or two in the night. And every week she used to experience and the sacred wounds of Christ. And Paramahansa Yogananda he had this opportunity to witness these sacred wounds which Therese Neumann experienced every Friday. And he himself saw how blood started oozing from the lower eyelids, from the palm of her hands, exactly the point where Jesus Christ was crucified, from her breasts, from the torso. We know that Jesus Christ, he was pierced with a spear in the torso. So from all these points, Theresa Neumann, she used to bleed every Friday. So, masters, just think about it that Therese Neumann, who was born as a normal girl, she went on to become a messenger of God. At a young age of 20, she met with an accident where she lost her eyesight, where she became paralyzed, and how her fervent prayers to the Lord not only got her eyesight back, she not only got cured of her paralysis, but she also developed God's consciousness that she started living only and only with God's light. This is so beautiful, masters. We think that it is the food that sustains us. We think that it is the people that support us. We think that it is the money that helps us live. But the life of Therese Neumann is an inspiration which tells us that one lives only with the light of God, that one can live with the light of God, and one does not need to be dependent on any other thing. So, masters, great people like Therese Neumann, they come to earth to teach us great lessons, to teach us that we should go beyond our physical limitations. So Therese Neumann, she knew that her physical body is only an instrument, it is only a tool given to us, and when we leave, then we leave everything, including our physical body. So she used to even make best use of her body by taking on the ailments of others onto her own body. So, in spite of she suffering the wounds of Christ every Friday, in spite of losing so much of blood, she didn't stop there. She extended her body so that her body, even the last cell from her body could be used. And she happily took the ailments of others. And with this, the others were be able to get themselves free from their own ailments. And Theresa Neumann, she still lived happily, always bubbling with joy and always bubbling with energy. So, masters, this was meeting of Yogananda with Theresa Neumann, and now they got back into the ship, and this ship then sailed from Germany. It went to Holland, And Holland, we know that in the current times, Holland is known as the Netherlands. So it went to France, Switzerland, Italy, and finally it touched the blessed air of India. So now the ship reached the shores of Bombay, Mumbai as we call it in current times. And masters, when they reached Calcutta, to their surprise, a grand welcome awaited Yogananda. They had not expected that hundreds and hundreds of people had come to see their beloved Yogananda from his family, from his friends, from his students, his disciples, even the Maharaja of the Calcutta at that time, he was present to welcome Yogananda. There was not even a single eye that was not moist. Everyone was so happy to see Yogananda back from the West. And Yogananda, he met his father, and the joy of Yogananda's father knew no bounds. His father could not believe that he was seeing his son Yogananda. We know that when Yogananda was leaving for the West, then his father had told Yogananda that there is a high possibility that we might not see again, that this might be the last time. But at that time, an intuitive thought had come to Yogananda that no, God will arrange that we meet once again. And today was the day when Yogananda was meeting with his father. And masters, in those days, nobody even used to think of traveling to, far off places. And even if somebody went to far off places, then they would remain there for the rest of their lives. That is, they would then not think of coming back. But here is Yogananda coming back to India after 15 long years. And Yogananda ji's father, he embraced Yogananda so tightly as if he was coming from the dead. And, the warmth that the two shared, the joy of bliss, the tears that flowed, that joy is beyond what words can describe. And now, masters, just give me a moment. So, Yogananda ji, he met with his father Bhagavati Charan Ghosh, and now was the time for Yogananda to meet his guru Swami Sri Yukteswar ji. So on the screen you see the picture of Yogananda ji along with his guru Swami Sri Yukteswar ji. And when the two met, it was the moment of moments. It was as if time had stopped. For it was not just that a guru was meeting his disciple or the disciple was meeting his guru. Their relationship was beyond the guru-disciple relationship. And Yogananda, he went on to his knees and bowed the feet of his guru Swami Sri Yukteswar ji with his forehead. And then he rose and tightly embraced his guru. And Swami Sri Yukteswar ji too, he was overwhelmed with the warmth that arose from meeting his beloved disciple, who was not just a disciple, he was more than a son to him. And then the two spent a lot of time together talking about the time, talking about these 15 long years. And Yogananda ji told everything to his guru about what he did in those 15 years, about how he was able to get past all the challenge, all the problems that he faced in the West. And he knew that he could not get past any of the problem or the challenge had he had not had the grace of his guru. So masters, This was how Yogananda ji met his beloved Guru Swami Sri Yukteswar ji. And after meeting his Guru, then Yogananda ji, he went along with his secretary, Mr. C. Wright, and he saw some places of India and saw the country's rich history. So they, went to various places like Tiruvannamalai, like Mysore, Hyderabad, and then they got this wonderful opportunity to meet the great Guru Ramana Maharishi. So they went to Ramana Maharishi's ashram, which is in Tiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu. And we know that Ramana Maharishi, he always taught that one should always ask this question, that who am I? We know that Ramana Maharishi, he just says one thing, that you find out who are you? Because only when we dwell in this question that who am I, then we go deeper and deeper into ourselves, and all the layers that are covering us, they shed one by one on its own till we get on to this absolute truth, that who we are. So masters, we see that Yogananda ji is with Ramana Maharishi and with other disciples of Ramana Maharishi. So masters, I will stop the sharing. Okay, so masters, so now we saw in today's session how Yogananda ji, he came back from India, and on his way, he also met the Divine Lady Therese Neumann, and how he met all his family, his friends, his father, his beloved Guru, and then went on to meet the various saints of India. And in this journey, he met the great Guru, Ramana Maharishi, as well. So, Master, this was it for today. And in the next session, we would be learning about how Swami Sri Yukteswar ji, he left his physical body, and how after leaving his physical body, he came back to life. That is, he resurrected himself. And he then told to Yogananda about what is life after death. That is, where do we go when we die? He spoke at length about the life in the astral planes, about the life in the causal planes. So through Yogananda ji, we will also get this blessed opportunity to know about the life after death, to know about the life in the astral and the causal planes. And yes, masters, now coming to the story of Ram Prasad. So is the one about whom, who wrote this cosmic chant on the Divine Mother. And now is the time to listen about Ram Prasad. So masters, Ram Prasad, he was a man who was born in a village in Calcutta in the year 1720. And Ram Prasad used to write a lot of poems, a lot of songs for Divine Mother. And Yogananda, while he was young, he used to carry this book of poems, this book of songs written by Ram Prasad. And Yogananda ji, he used to sing these songs during his childhood. And he was so touched by the poems by Ram Prasad that he translated all these poems in English. And that is how the world knows about Ram Prasad. That is how the world knows about all the poems written by Ram Prasad. So masters, now learning about who Ram Prasad is and learning about his connection with the Divine Mother. So Ram Prasad, he used to work as an accountant. And when he used to work and on the account books, then on the margin of the account books, he used to write poems. He used to write songs to the Divine Mother. And when his co-workers, they came to know that Ram Prasad is writing the poems in the account ledger itself, So they complained to the employer. And the employer, when he got to know about this and when he read all these poems written on the ledger, then instead of firing Ram Prasad, he was so touched by these poems that he insisted, Ram Prasad, that you need not work as an accountant anymore, that you may devote all of your time in writing the poems, in writing the songs to the Divine Mother, and I will support you financially. So, how beautifully Ram Prasad got this opportunity to live the life that he was meant to live, which was to be in the blissful state, to experience the living presence of Divine Mother every single moment of his life. And there are many stories of Ram Prasad. So I will share a few stories on the life of Ram Prasad. So what happened one day was that Ram Prasad, he was in his village and he was building a fence around his house. And so he wanted some help to build that fence. So he called upon his daughter that you please come and help me. And now his daughter, she teased Ram, she teased her father that you always sing to Divine Mother, even if she does not ever comes to you. And before even Ram Prasad could answer that daughter, she mysteriously and mischievously she just vanished. And later Ram Prasad got to know this, that her daughter, she had been out from the house to a distant village and she was not there at home the whole day. And he realized that it was the Divine Mother herself who had come to help Ram Prasad and who lovingly teased Ram Prasad that you sing all the time to the Divine Mother. Still, she, even if she doesn't comes to you. And here was the Divine Mother who herself came to Ram Prasad. And on another occasion, what happened was that Ram Prasad, he used to, every day he used to go by the riverside and offer his religious duty by the riverside. So one day he was going as usual to the riverside, and on his way, he saw a very radiant young woman. And this young woman, she said to Ram Prasad that, can you please sing me some songs of yours that you have written for the Divine Mother? And Ram Prasad said that, yes, of course I will. But right now I have to go by the river to offer my religious duty. But on my way back, I would surely sing these poems and songs to you. And Ram Prasad, he was surprised that on his way back, he could not find that young, radiant woman. And so a thought came to him that it must have been the divine play of the cosmic mother. And just at that very moment, Ram Prasad, he found that he was covered by a divine light. And a voice of a woman came to him that I came all the way from Varanasi to listen to your songs, but alas, I have to go disheartened. And Ram Prasad, he could not believe what he was listening to, what he had just witnessed. And Ram Prasad, he felt very angry with himself. He felt ashamed of himself that throughout his life he had been writing songs for the Divine Mother, and the Divine Mother, she had herself come to him to listen those songs, and how she had to go back without him singing the songs to her. And then Ram Prasad said that I would go to Varanasi because the Divine Mother said that I have come all the way from Varanasi. And so Ram Prasad, that very moment, he decided that he would go to Varanasi from Calcutta. So the distance is thousands and thousands of miles. And so he set for this journey on foot. And when he reached Triveni Ghat, and he thought of having some rest there. Then again he found himself covered with that divine light. And that voice again came to him that you don't need to go to Varanasi. You can sing your songs to me here, as the Divine Mother pervades everywhere. So, Masters, this beautiful story, the reason for narrating this story is not just to narrate another story, but rather it is to share that just like Ram Prasad, who had so many beautiful and divine opportunities to witness the living presence of the Divine Mother. And we have also seen that how Yogananda, when he was just 11 years of age, and when his mother had left her physical body, then how Yogananda was devastated and he sat in for meditation and prayed to the Lord that how would he be able to live his life without his mother. Then the Divine Mother, she not only came in the living form in front of Yogananda and also gave her message. And we also saw how Ramakrishna Paramahansa, who used to work as a priest in the famous Dakshineshwar temple of Ma Kali, how so many times that idol, that statue of Ma Kali in the temple, it used to come into the living form, and then the two used to have a lot of conversations with each other. And then in one of the session, I'd also mentioned about the recent times of how Anuradha Podwal, the famous singer, she too had this divine opportunity to witness the living presence of the Divine Mother right in front of her physical eyes. So the purpose of narrating this story is, Masters, that if Ram Prasad, that if Yogananda, that if Ramakrishna Paramhansa, and if Anuradha Podwal, they could have this divine opportunity of witnessing the living presence of the Divine Mother, then we too can witness and experience the living form of Divine Mother right here in this physical body. So, Masters, with this divine note, I would end the session for today and I would open this platform for you all. Yes, Ramji, please go ahead.
Very happy to be here listening to this wonderful journey of Yogananda ji. And together with that, listening to various stories, wonderful masters, he had met. And particularly, the breatharian, basically, the German Therese Neumann, how she was just living on nothing, almost nothing. And then the wounds, the photo, I did not see the photo the first time in these slides. So how she could get the similar wounds like Jesus Christ. That's amazing. And then it's so beautiful how she says, I'm living by the divine light, which again turns into, look into ourselves and see various belief systems that the humanity carries. If we don't eat, we will disintegrate. No, it's not at all true. So many such similar belief systems that we carry, and as well how she got healed from her eyesight, and then as well from her paralysis. So you see, when we have such a deep connection, deep trust, deep inner work, nothing can limit. We are directly connected to the source. So very beautiful. And even how Paramahansa Yogananda ji, the story, it was beautiful how he was welcomed. And I could feel how, looking at that photo of Yukteswar Giri ji and Paramahansa Yogananda ji and everyone behind, how it would have been in those days. Now when with all the technology we have, when we are living on other side of the world and we go back meeting our family members, it is already a connection, a feeling, an emotion. And here we are speaking about spiritual masters, that he passing the message from India and then he receiving and then traveling there after 15 years of work. Yes, it would have been a wonderful, wonderful event that had happened there. And the meeting of Ramana Maharshi, beautiful. It's wonderful to see all these photos. I read the book, I don't remember these photos. So thanks a lot for bringing in these pictures, memories. We were not there physically, yet you took us to the memory lane timeline, and then as if we are there as we go through the story. And the way you have prepared the slides following the story, very beautiful and connecting. So thanks a lot, Ruchi, for all your efforts. And the way you bring in these stories is not just reading, but with a deep sense of connection. It's truly felt. And to the end, Ram Prasad Sen's story, and that you don't need to travel anywhere. You just be where you are. How beautiful it is, So wherever we are, we can connect to everything that is everywhere else. So very beautiful. And you see all these people, they were all, how do you say, they were not in the mountains or somewhere else. They were in the normal world, an accountant. Wherever he found the space, he started putting that was coming through him from the divine. So very beautiful. So many things to contemplate upon, to reflect upon, to learn from, and be joyful, because you see, this is all leading towards that direction, that there is no disconnection, there is no distance, there is a connection, and everything that we think or limit in our thoughts is not at all true. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ruchi. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramji. And again, you have mentioned so beautifully everything that is shared in the session, and so beautifully that you have put that it is our own limiting beliefs. We limit ourselves, we limit our potential, and how the emotion of love is the biggest emotion, and how love, it helps us in transcending all the boundaries of time and space, and how Yogananda ji, who is ever connected with his Guru, he need not be physically present with his Guru to receive his message, that even being thousands and thousands of miles away, he exactly receives the message in its original form in his meditation. And that is how so beautifully, we also can get the messages without the use of technology in today's time. And that is how, also the saints in in thousands of years, they used to communicate. The saints living in the south, they used to communicate with the saints living in the Himalayas. And at that time, there was no other means of communication. But yet they exactly knew what the others are doing, what are they up to, what is their life's goal, just with their thoughts. So thank you so much, Ramji, for such a beautiful sharing and for such beautiful words. Yes, Vindhyaji.
Thank you, Ruchiji. I echo with what Ram Garu said. you took us through this whole journey, sitting there, and I love the way you're so composed and prepared, and the atmosphere behind. You have the lamp lit, and you sit there and you just talk. It's not like you're reading something; it just comes through you. And those pictures that you presented too. Thank you so much. Like each time we could connect and see um, the journey when he met Miss Neumann, saints there, and it is, we've heard before, but really hearing how they heal others, and still she just she's just light energy is all that she needed to go through. And his journey back home, and I had never heard of the poet, I forget, Ram Krishna guy, no, I forget the name.
Ram Prasad.
Ram Prasad, yes, so beautiful, nicely explained, your chants and everything. Thank you. Ramana Maharshi, I was just there in India just a month back, and I went to Ramana Maharshi ashram. It's so nice to see the meditators there, I think from all over the world, and they are in such deep meditation. I am like, I meditate, but I'm not. They look like how Ramana Maharshi is sitting there just like that, not disturbed. In each corner, someone picks a corner and sits. I think it's a very divine place. I was told they meditate, like, a lot of meditators under the earth meditating in that area. And it's like where Lord Shiva was there. So a lot of energies. I would love to go back and meditate there. So thank you for taking us through the journey. And next, I'm looking forward for the next session too. Thank you.
So, Vindhyaji, I'm so very thankful to you that each time you come up and you also share in your own experiences. I remember last time you mentioned that you went to the lake shrine in Los Angeles,
Yes.
and today you shared about visiting the Ramana Maharishi's ashram in Thiruvannamalai, and through you, we also get this opportunity to visit the lake shrine, and today we also visited the Ramana Maharishi's ashram because we're also connected with the energies. And I'm so thankful that, and I'm so happy that you got this blessed opportunity, because I have never been to any of the ashrams and to all of these places yet. And I so very want to visit all these places. And I'm sure that I would be getting this opportunity soon. But you provided us this opportunity today only. So thank you, Vindhyaji.
Yeah, I'm thankful to this platform too. It motivates us to go visit. And remember this thing. I didn't plan for it. I went for a wedding, but somehow even Kashi, I had not planned. My husband planned the trip, and he couldn't come. But me and my son went to Kashi. Then I went to Ramana Maharshi Ashram. Another friend was driving. She said, "Come," and I went. So it looks like wherever Lord Shiva was, I was able to go without even me thinking about it. And on the way while driving, we went to many temples. I think there's so many beautiful temples in India, south and north both. But it's I think every time we go, we should make a point to visit some of them. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Vindhyaji.
So, in regards with these places, as you both were talking, what I instantly felt is, because we had plans for December with the group, whoever are available, to go to some of the places in India, and Ramana Maharshi Ashram would be one as well. Just something I felt. Yes, let's say Ram Prasad Senji said, we don't need to go anywhere, but still being in those places for sure, connects even in a different way to the energies of all the places where these masters were there physically as well. So yes, we will soon then start making the plan. So everyone who are there, we will all go together.
Thank you. Looking forward.
Wow, amazing, Ramji. You're just talking about it, and see, you already have a plan in action for December. Amazing. This is so good. And we also very look forward to this amazing trip where we get this experience of visiting and experiencing the energies of the enlightened masters. because when we go, then the experience is altogether different. I'm sure when we reach there, then we just go and see that we have come to a different place altogether. And I've heard that whosoever visits that ashram, he instantly gets blank in his mind, and he's instantly transcended into another world, and a lot of subtle changes take place inside his own self, and when he comes back from there, he's a different person altogether. So that's good to know about these plans fructifying. And yes, I'm sure everyone will look forward for this in December.
You should book the ashram now itself, Ram Garu. I couldn't get. Apparently, it gets booked so early, and especially full moon time, it's packed with a lot of visitors from abroad. So you should.
Right.
Hi, Masters. Thank you so much for the sharings. I recently started listening to Sri Ram Prasad says that song, and I'm so attached to that song and who is in my temple. So I always used to wonder who this Ram Prasad is. Sometime back, I also went back to Google to check the story, but I couldn't get it, or I got distracted some way. But thank you so much. I got to know about Sri Ram Prasad now. And as usual, I can't thank enough Master Ruchi. I don't know. Just when you start talking, I can feel the vibrations. Yeah, and there's a lot of impact by attending your sessions. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Indrani ji, and I request you to please turn on your camera. I also would want to see you once.
Sure, I'm not dressed up right now, so sure.